Hello everyone and welcome to a bit of a special little video. It's the last video of 2020 and I thought it's kind of a perfect time to come back to the sofa. It's been a while since I've been recording from here and talk about my top 10 travels of 2020. So it's been quite a difficult year this year, but I was actually enjoying looking back the other day and that's where I got the idea for this video. I realised that I actually did more than I thought throughout this entire year. I thought it was going to be really hard and I wasn't going to be able to even get 10 travels out, but I did, and yeah, so here is my best of. But first, here is a little compilation video I made of all of my travels throughout the year. It's about 5 minutes. I'll leave a timestamp down in the description, and here, skip to this time if you want to see the list. But here's the compilation. About the mini hedge. Do you want that car?
Yeah, I want to drive it, but I don't think I would be very good because I can't see anything.
Not quite a Fiat 500 though, is it?
Pretty close.
Big green. Here you are, eating cookies.
I have cookies, it's crackers.
I mean, that looks like a 5-star toilet. So smart.
This one is taller, so I can stand it.
It's like you when someone gives you chocolate.
Hello, it's me. This is Alex. We're on a walk. This is how you entertain my boyfriend.
Let's start the list. So I'm going to leave a kind of a list in the description of all of my videos that I've made, because all of these places on the list I've made videos of prior to this. So you can kind of, if one place interests you, you can go and see my video on that as well if you're interested. But let's begin. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the couple of videos I made really recently about Coventry and Warwickshire. So these are places that I've been visiting pretty much my whole life, but it was really good to visit them again and visit them more in depth and make videos on them, which is why I put them on the list. There's so many good things in the town of Coventry and Warwickshire. You've got so much history, like the cathedral in Coventry, Warwick Castle, and not to mention that they're also surrounded by other really great towns such as Leamington Spa, Stratford-upon-Avon, and yeah, just so many great things. Kenilworth Castle is also there, which is another one that is on my list. Kenilworth Castle is one of my favourite castles around. The ruins are just so majestic and imposing. Really great history as well. Kenilworth Castle was the home to the longest siege in English history. So yeah, the entire Coventry and Warwickshire area is going to be on the list because there's so many great historical things to see, and I just absolutely love so much of it. So next is a place that, as of filming this, I literally returned from a week ago, but we also went in January as well, which is the Peak District. Managed to go twice this year because, you know, stuck in England, can't leave, so the Peak District is kind of one of the best, right in the middle of it, so it's really close to get to wherever you live in England, which is really great. I went over Christmas, and there's videos coming out very soon. I will link them up here when they're done. But it's so much good stuff. There's so many amazing walks there. One of my favourite highlights is that it's surrounded and littered with so many plane crashes from World War I and World War II, and they're absolutely incredible to see, totally mind-blowing and surreal, and just incredible ruins. And it's also just great to kind of be out in the middle of nowhere, sort of, it's very Lake District-esque, but not quite as far up north and far away from everybody as the Lake District. The Peak District is so accessible and definitely worth a visit. And the next two on my list kind of go hand in hand as well, because they're literally a 20-minute drive from each other. It is Bristol and Bath. So Bristol and Bath are my two favourite cities in the UK as of right now. So first let's talk about Bristol. I would recommend anyone has a visit to the Bristol docks. Completely surrounded in sort of ships and so much to see. The SS Great Britain is definitely worth a visit. But the city is also full of museums and art galleries. It's just an amazing city, so artistic and cultural, really great to see. And just 10 minutes away from that is Bath. If you like ruins, Roman stuff, the Roman baths is definitely a must visit. It's one of my favourite things I visited right back at the start of the year in January, which feels like a lifetime ago now. But so yeah, Bristol and Bath, both definitely worth a visit, and you can visit them both if you take a weekend and get a hotel down, because they're so close to each other, as I say. And the next one is kind of one that probably wouldn't make the list if it wasn't for just the random fun day that I seem to have there. It's again down right by Bristol and Bath, and it's Brean Beach, which is right next to Weston-super-Mare. I suppose this is one of the things where if there wasn't, you know, COVID and everything, and travel was on as normal, this probably wouldn't be on the list, but as you're stuck in England, and again, it's kind of really easily accessible. Not a good beach to go swimming on, but we went on the hottest day of the year and we kind of walked too many miles, got so dehydrated and had no clue what we were doing, but we did find this really interesting war bunker from World War II. It was used as weapons testing, and there was just so much ruins, and we didn't know that it was going to be there, and it's completely free to go, and it's just kind of been left there, and there's some amazing imagery. So I would recommend this beach as well, but not if you want to go swimming, because it's all mud flats and it's an absolutely terrible idea to swim in it. But it is on the list nonetheless. And we're getting towards my top three now, but one more left, and I really enjoyed this. It is Stonehenge. I've never visited Stonehenge in my life before this year, and I've been wanting to for so long, so I'm so happy that I finally did get to go. And the irony is, I think, if COVID wasn't going on and I could travel across Europe and to other countries, I still wouldn't have visited Stonehenge. So the great thing about this year is that I've seen so much of England that I wouldn't have seen before, but Stonehenge is absolutely incredible. The amazing history, and all the facts that you just learn as you go around, such as, you know, that it's surrounded by burial mounds, that it's so much more than just that famous stone circle that everyone thinks. The entire surrounding area is dating back from history, kind of 10,000 years ago, and so old, and even older than Stonehenge itself. So yeah, that is definitely on my list and worth a visit. So now we have arrived at our top 3. So number 3 is the Wales road trip that I did right back in June. This was a 10-day road trip, I think, that we did across the entire coastline of Wales. It was absolutely amazing. We started going through Cardiff, through the Pembrokeshire coast, and up kind of past Aberystwyth into Snowdonia, and then all the way back along the north coast as well, around the entire coastline. Absolutely amazing, and I would totally recommend it. And again, it's another thing that I wouldn't have done if it wasn't, you know, for the fact that I was stuck traveling around this country in the small breaks that we got, and we were allowed to go outside and explore the country. But yeah, the Wales road trip was amazing. I would totally recommend it for anyone. I'm really hoping to go up to Scotland next year to do the North Coast 500, and I'm so excited. And honestly, I will be comparing, I think, back and forth, because the Welsh coastlines, there are some amazing roads there as well. And then number 2 is the Lake District. I really enjoyed visiting the Lake District. It's as far north as I've ever been so far. So next year I plan to go up north much more. So feel free to subscribe if that interests you, if you want to see some of that. But the Lake District was awesome, just so much to see, so grand, the amazing mountains. My highlight from the Lake District was climbing up Helvellyn, which is it's the 3rd highest peak, I think. And I think a lot of people miss it because they opt for the highest peak in the Lake District, which is Scafell Pike, which is also the highest peak in England. But this is the 3rd highest peak, and I think it trumps Scafell Pike on pretty much everything. The amount of fun you have on the walk, the epic scrambling, the amazing views from the top, just incredible. Definitely my highlight of the Lake District. Definitely recommend the entire Lake District. Take a week there, it's incredible. And then number 1, we are going right back to before we knew COVID existed and we could travel around Europe freely. I visited Rome in January, and in January it was incredible because everything was very quiet. There were not many tourists, and comparing it to June and what the images you see from, you know, how busy it can get, I think January is a perfect time to go to Rome. So amazing to see. We only spent about 4 days there, but we saw all of the epic stuff, the Colosseum, the Palatine Hill, St. Peter's Basilica. And the great thing about that is a lot of it was free. It was actually a really cheap trip. And yes, a really kind of budget-friendly location in Europe that when travel has returned to normal, I will no doubt be visiting again, and I hope to visit a lot more of Italy next year as well. So yeah, that is my top 10 list of 2020. It's kind of a year-ending video. Hopefully I can make the same one next year and see how much, firstly, better my editing skills have got, because I only started this channel back in March. So yeah, this channel is still very new. So I'm very excited to see what next year brings. And yeah, but thank you for watching. If you've subscribed and you're watching, thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, then make sure you subscribe, because I've got many awesome things coming next year, hopefully very soon. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.